Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bake Brigade. Hope everybody's had a good Sunday night. Yeah, there's a little bit of a different view for this video tonight. I decided just to try something different. I know I said something about showing y'all my little scarf that I'm doing in this video. So because I showed y'all the loom in the other video, I showed y'all, but this is the sock loom that I'm doing a scarf on. And as you can, I'm gonna turn it over so you can actually see the stitches if it'll focus. Look how pretty that's looking so far. Now this is with finger and weight yarn, or one weight yarn. It's some, depends on your point of view. Finger and weight, one weight yarn, sock yarn, same difference. But what I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm not knitting this particular peg right here. This one I have marked and unknitted. Is I'm going back and forth and when I get up to this, because I'm just started going back this direction, and I'll come all the way around and then up to here, and then I'll just turn around and go back the other direction instead of just keeping on going around and around. So that gives me these little edges right here. If you could see that right there. You see those nice little straight edges? Now I am doing the owl eye stitch on this. And this is what it looks like in miniature. That's what it looks like, really small. So let me, because this is essentially, now this of course is after I've cast on and everything like that. This is what the owl eye stitch basically looks like. You would just do, like this and this, and you push things down, and then you'd rewrap that peg and then go here and do this. Because you're always going to go back to your previous peg, your previous one peg. So you're just going to do one and a two. And this two peg now becomes your one peg. And then you're going to go do here. One and two. Well. And now your two peg becomes your one peg. You see what I'm saying? That's the easiest way I can tell you to remember, is that, you got your one peg and your two peg, and now your two peg becomes your one peg, and you just rewrap and go around. And that's essentially, that's the owl eye stitch, and it really does do a beautiful job, and it looks really nice. It makes things nice and flat when they come off, and it works up pretty quick, considering this is finger and weight, and I haven't really put a whole lot of work into this. It's coming along nicely. I did just change colors and start with this little turquoise color, and I'll be doing a full cake of this before switching back to the little rainbow color. But I was trying to figure out a good way to show y'all this and stay on camera at the same time, since I struggled so hard with it. So I spent the last 20 minutes trying to figure it out. And so I used this little table mounted phone holder to put on the table next to me and have it just hang over my chair and just do like this. This is not a natural way for me to sit and do this. So this is still a bit of a struggle, because I really want to put this next to my body and do it. It's more comfortable for me that way. But during the video, I didn't figure it would hurt to just do it this way while I talk to y'all for a little bit. So this is just kind of been a nice Sunday. I went and spent the day with Vince, and we spent part of the day watching the Saints game. They did pretty good. They were against, I think it was the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know much about football. I'll be the first to tell you. And I apologize for the if you hear my washer in the background. This is real life here, and I'm really washing laundry late at night. So, you know, there's that. The real life happens here, and that means laundry. So, but yeah, they lost by just a couple of points. It was a real tight game, though. I thought they were pretty well matched. I mean, the Saints had it for a long time, and then toward the end, they lost it by just a couple of points. It wasn't that big to me. It wasn't that big of an upset because they were so well matched, and it was I mean, the other team didn't even score until like the third quarter or something. So it was, you know, it was a tight game. And then we watched that show, How It's Made. Y'all ever watched that before? That's a really good show. And they had on there how pipe cleaners are made. Y'all ever seen that? Did y'all know that they use yarn to make pipe cleaners? Cotton yarn mostly, except for the real bushy ones, the real fluffy kind, and then they use polyester for those. But yeah, they use cotton yarn for pipe cleaners. Yeah, cotton yarn, and they showed how they do it, and it's really neat. And then they showed how I guess some of the factory workers probably made them, but they made a bunch of little animals and stuff out of the pipe cleaners. I thought that was really neat. I thought that was really cool how they made little animals and stuff out of the pipe cleaners. And when we got done watching that, we watched the History Channel, and we were watching the history of Alexander the Great. And that was pretty fascinating. That was before Christ, actually. So that was, I thought it was fun. I found it fascinating that they knew so much about something that happened, you know, all these thousands of years ago, and how they would know so much detail. But they were archaeologists and historians and people that had really done their research. And I think a lot of it, to be perfectly frank, was really presumptuous of them to think things. You know, I think they're just assuming things based on things that have been dug up and dug out, and relics that have been discovered and whatnot. I think they assume a lot of stuff about history. I don't know that I believe everything that they were saying about battles that Alexander won and how he became into power, and how he, you know, won this and won that, and things, you know, that they said about the warriors. And I just think that some of that stuff is just things that they assume based on things that they have found. I don't think there's any foolproof way of knowing exactly what happened back then, even though, you know, Vince said that the Romans kept very good records, and that those records were preserved. So that's how they know. Look, there, it's got my hair in it already. Y'all see that? I don't know if that's my hair or... Nope, that's a short hair. That's dog hair. You see all this dog hair on my lap. I got dog hair on me. I got cat hair on me. Because I was around Virgil today. He sat right next to me the whole time I was there. He tried to sit on my lap, but he kept sinking his claws into my clothes, and that kind of hurt. So I had to keep putting him to the side, and then he eventually just settled next to me without putting his claws into me, so that was okay. And then Vince made some, I guess it was a beef brisket or something on the stove in a cast iron skillet. I don't know what all seasoning he used, but that thing was so delectable. I mean, my goodness, that was so tender and the most delicious piece of meat I'd ever put in my mouth. I mean, I know he could bake, but now he could cook regular food too. Lord have mercy. Y'all, I don't know what to make of this. I mean, I may never have to cook again. And I asked him about, you know, making him a sweater and what kind of colors would he like, and he said he didn't care. He didn't care what color I made it. And I was like, oh, okay. So, But I'm thinking he wears a lot of neutral colors. Plus, he does wear that bright fluorescent colored shirt that he was wearing today. But I noticed that he wears a lot of khaki pants, and some of his shirts are kind of, you know, neutral colors. So I have this gray and cream scarfy yarn, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use for his pullover sweater for his Christmas present. I think that will be fine. He can wear it when it's really cold, because, you know, that's 80-20. It's 80 acrylic and 20 wool. And it's supposed to be a 5-weight yarn, but it's really kind of a roving style yarn. So I think it'll be fine for a pullover. And he said that he likes a 3X because he likes extra room. He could probably get away with a 2X, but a 3X would be more comfortable for him. See, here we are at this side here. So instead of going to this next peg right here, I'm just going to backtrack and go right now. This is a little bit of a trickier knit over here, but if you just have to keep it kind of loose and give a little give there, and you can get it right over there like that. And then there you go. You just go back the other direction. It's very, I know it's a tedious task to knit this way, but it's very soothing and meditative to me. I find it very relaxing, actually. So, strangely enough, I find this, even with this thin yarn, I'm finding it very relaxing. And, you know, especially if you're stuck waiting somewhere and you know, this is my on-the-go project, but I did want to get a few rows in on it, so that I could see the color change and see how that was working together. Now I didn't, what I did is I just cut the rainbow colored yarn, and then I tied the ends together, and then just kept working with and left that knot in there, because it's for me. It's not for anyone else. It's going to be a scarf for myself, so I don't mind the little knot. It's going to be very inconsequential. You know, it's not going to be a huge deal to me. To someone else, they might not like that little knot in their work, but it's for myself, so it's not going to bother me. And it's so tiny, and it's not going to be that noticeable, to be honest with you. I wove it in to the stitches, so, you know, the way I stitched it in there, it's not that noticeable. So, but I just figured I'd throw that little tidbit in there so y'all know how I'd managed to do that color change and how I went about that. I just tied the two ends together after I clipped the yarn from the rainbow color, and then I just kept going. Y'all could still see me. Okay, I had to look up. I'm looking down, and I was like, let me look and see if y'all can still see. Y'all can still see. But no, and then I come home, and nobody had fed Theodore his canned food yet. I guess I just need to remember to remind people. I'm like, Lord, this whole house would fall apart if it wasn't for me. Everything would just fall apart. Poor Theodore wouldn't get his canned food. Things would just fall apart, because nobody lifted a finger to do no laundry while I wasn't here. What are they going to do when they don't have me? I don't know. Somebody's going to need to learn how to do their own daggum laundry. I know that. I mean, I wasn't here all day. The washer and dryer was available. All they had to do was come in here and get to it. Nobody was keeping them from it. You know what I mean? There was no excuse like I wasn't in here asleep or something. Because the laundry room is just right off of my bedroom. So, and with me not being here, there was no reason to not come in here and do his own laundry. No, let's just wait till Mama gets back, and Mama will do it for me. It's not like she don't have other things to do. So you see, I did not pick his blanket back up to work on it tonight. I'm working on this lovely scarf for, guess who? Me. Oh, well, it is what it is. That's all right. I had a wonderful day with my man, and I was made to feel special and cared for, and that's, and we all need that. I didn't realize how much I was missing having someone that, made me feel special until I had it. I mean, I'm generally a happy person anyway, but, this is definitely a new thing for me, and I'm trying not to screw it up, to be perfectly frank, because I'm known to mess things up when I don't know what I'm doing. But so far I hadn't messed anything up. And, even when, I thought I kind of said something or, might have acted some kind of way, he seems to have a sense of when I'm not, exactly happy, or, and he'll send me a text and say, hey, and we'll end up talking it out and working through whatever misunderstanding might be in the works, not necessarily that there is a misunderstanding, but a misunderstanding in the works, and it's like he has a sixth sense about it, that he senses that something's fixing to happen, or that I'm feeling some kind of way, and before a problem arises, we've already dealt with it. And I've never had anything like that before. That's new to me. And it's some kind of beautiful is what it is. And I have to think that the good Lord must be involved in it, or else it wouldn't work out that way, So I just keep praying and trying to do things the right way, and, that's all I can do. But, I did want to come on and visit with y'all a little bit, work on this a little bit, and show y'all how I do this. No, I don't do this slow either. I do this a little slower than crocheting, but I still do it fairly quickly, because this is easy. This is easier, just takes time because it's small, very tiny yarn and very small gauge loom. This is a 1/4 inch gauge loom, and so that's why I can use the sock yarn on it. But I'm just glad to have something to use this beautiful sock yarn on, and make a scarf, probably a very long and decorative, maybe something I can even wear around my head or something if I wanted to. I have dresses that this will go with. I have a real pretty dress that this will go with, so that'll be nice. There's I won't have this done in time for the Red River Revel, but it sure would be nice if it was, but it won't be. The Red River Revel is this coming weekend, and we're gonna go during the week, probably on my birthday. We'll go on my birthday and look at the art and get us something to eat and listen to some music, and try to go during the week when people are at school and work and there's not many people down there. I was hoping when I was looking at the art listings that they might have some hand-dyed yarn people, but I didn't see anybody listed there that was doing that. Maybe they'll have some, but just not have them listed on the website, because that's a form of art. It's worth a shot. There might be some sort of yarn business going on there, but I don't know yet. It didn't look like there was, but that's okay. There's lots of painting and leather working and other situations there. Oh, it wants to be finicky. There we go. go. And that becomes number 1 now. Just go around like so. Sometimes you have to help it. Well, but that's got us 20 minutes. So that's about all I got for y'all tonight. Just a little loom knit and chat without even seeing my face. That's the first time I've ever done this before. Y'all have to let me know what y'all think. But y'all can see my hands and see what I'm doing a little bit better. At least y'all got to see this process a little bit better than you did when I did the hat thing with the hat loom. Y'all can see this stitching here. And it works out fine. These stitches are a little bit loose, but I probably should tighten that up a little bit. But that's all right. But anyhow, thank you for coming and visiting with me. Please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all later. Bye now.